So when he died, that little seed went into the ground. And we're going to jump forward now in time to not explain what happened in the early church ages, but rather that seed was buried during the Dark Ages. And then at the end of the Dark Ages, that life began to manifest under the Lutheran movement. Just a little bit of life springing up out of the ground. It isn't the fullness, but it's the life of Christ beginning in manifestation in Luther's movement, teaching the just are saved by faith. And then the plant grows on as the Wesleyan movement brought more word. They believed in the just are saved by faith, but they realized there was a second work of grace whereby a believer can be sanctified from the desire of sin. The little wheat plant is growing. And then came Pentecost, which brings us up where the head is forming on the wheat. And of course, when Pentecost began, they actually all thought that it was the final restoration of everything, but it actually was only the shuck that holds the grain. The grain is the word. So Pentecost formed the place where the word could be brought and manifested and declared, but it wasn't the word. And then at harvest time, the message opens the seven seals and reveals Christ in a supernatural ministry. And the scripture on the left, you can read it on your screen there, Mark chapter 4. And so now a supernatural ministry has manifested to give us a display of what it looks like to see fully ripe wheat, mature wheat on display. That ties to the book of Leviticus, where we talk about the wave sheaf offering. When we talk about harvest time, because we can't harvest until the wheat has been duplicated in the head, here's the way it progresses in a message. Brother Branham spoke in 1963, we're almost in the seed time, the harvest, that was in August 53, and then in March of 63 in the end time seed sign, he says, don't you see that seed time is here now? The harvest time? The things the Bible said would come to pass. And then in 1965, Seed is Not Heir with the Shuck book. It's seed time, bride time. The shucks are dead. Shucks are dried up. It's virgin word time. So it shows that things have been progressing. But just as it was in the days of Jesus of Nazareth, the believers were watching what God was doing and fulfilling his word. But the organized church of the day knew nothing about it. In fact, they were fighting against it. And sad enough to say, friends, very similar incident has taken place today. God is fulfilling Scripture, just continually fulfilling Scripture, getting ready to wind up his work with the Gentiles and turn his attention back to the Jews. But the church nominal is totally unaware of what God is doing.